Good morning. My name is Lori Ridenour with the Florida Aviation Network. Thank you for joining us today. Today we are broadcasting live from the Seminole Lake Glider Port for the 24th Annual Senior Championships, and I absolutely have the distinct pleasure of having with me Captain Ron Ridenour. Captain Ron, it's nice to meet you. We sure appreciate you for being here. And I understand that we were talking earlier, you're not from Naperville, Illinois, and we don't have snow here, Captain Ron.
No, we don't.
There's no snow here. But I understand that not only are you participating in the competition today for the Senior Championships, but you are also one of the trustees of the Soaring Safety Foundation. And we have yet, in the interviews I've done, I apologize for my ignorance, but can you tell me a little bit more about the Soaring Safety Foundation, some of the missions, the goals? Can you talk to us about that? Because I know it's very different than the Soaring Society of America. They have two different roles.
Right.
Can you enlighten us, please?
Sure. Yeah, we're a division of the Soaring SSA, Soaring Society of America, and our primary goal is just as it says, safety, soaring safety. And we have several different programs. Our chairman currently lives in Washington, D.C., and primarily his duties besides chairman include running our flight instructor refresher courses that we have throughout the country. Normally we run, on the average, we run 6 to 8 flight instructor refresher courses per year. Those are FAA approved courses for flight instructors to be able to renew their flight instructor ratings on every 2 years they have to accomplish that. So, and Rich has been instrumental in having those courses the most up-to-date information, and lately the FAA has a push on toward a new type of training which is called scenario-based training. And so we're teaching those flight instructors in those courses to emphasize greater scenario-based training, which ultimately has the students, the instructor creates a scenario, and then the student has an opportunity to look at that scenario and come up with different solutions. Some of those solutions may be good ones, some of those solutions may be less desirable ones.
Right.
And so the instructor can then look at those solutions that the student has come up with and teach them, why one solution would be better than another. And so that's kind of the latest innovation in flight instructor training. We also, SSF also offers a program called a site survey, where we'll go to a glider operation such as Seminole Lake Soaring or any soaring site throughout the country, and we send a trustee there or one of our consultants to observe the operation for a day and evaluate the good things and maybe the not so good things that they're doing in that person's opinion, and then sit down with the club or operator's management and discuss some of those things as to, maybe small changes they could make to improve their overall safety of their operation. And then another outreach program that we offer in the Soaring Safety Foundation is that we have that we'll send a trustee or person to a safety meeting. If clubs and organizations usually annually run some kind of safety meetings, and a lot of times they're looking for people to come and speak at those safety meetings. And so I've been to several of those safety meetings throughout the year. I'm a flight instructor and pilot examiner in gliders, and I can offer some of my expertise at those safety meetings, as well as I also teach at the flight instructor refresher courses as well. So,
now let me ask you, those courses, 2 questions that you brought up. The courses, they are done throughout the nation.
Yes.
So they run them throughout the nation. And let me go back. I believe that the Soaring Society of America, if I did my homework well, was founded in 1932.
Right.
Can you tell me a little bit about the birth of the Soaring Safety Foundation, and what was the impetus to start that that division underneath the Soaring Society of America. Can you speak to that a little bit based on your involvement in the years you've been involved?
Yeah, well, I've been involved now with the Soaring Safety Foundation for a relatively short period of time, probably the last 5 or 6 years is all. The Soaring Safety Foundation, from what I know, was originated in the late 70s or early 80s when the Soaring Society of America decided that we needed to place some special emphasis on safety, and also at the same time the flight instructor refresher courses were kind of being allowed to come from, at the time they were being done exclusively by the FAA, okay. And at that time the FAA allowed individual organizations to like AOPA and EAA to start to run their own flight instructor refresher courses, and the SSA also took that opportunity to begin their flight instructor refresher courses at that time as well. And so to standardize flight instructors across the country, okay. To standardize their methods of training and things like that. So realistically now, see, the FAA is completely out of that as far as teaching goes. They don't do flight instructor refresher courses anymore. It's totally up to the industry to replace that courses that the FAA used to do.
Let me ask you, Captain Ron, one of the things I'm interested in, based on, obviously as an inspector, as an instructor yourself, Tom was just here and did a safety seminar and
right.
did a briefing for us. Can you talk to us a little bit about some of the things that he found, and that he actually has written in his book based on the NTSB, were that most of the errors that have been found were actually before the gliders ever get off the ground. And it's that friendly checklist. As a student pilot myself, I know how important those are. Are you willing to speak to that a little bit based on what you've seen? Obviously, it sounds like you've traveled quite a bit. And as a speaker, can you speak to a little bit about what you've seen and what you see as some of the issues?
Yeah, Tom's an excellent representative for soaring safety. He does a lot of work in that area, and through the years has run his own flight instructor refresher courses and things like that. And so Tom is well versed and well respected within the industry. And Tom has done more research than I have. I mean, annually, the Soaring Safety Foundation, in April, in our Soaring magazine, we come out with the record for the previous year, and we examine the accidents and try to come up with, we both look at the NTSB reports and also our own internal ideas and thoughts, and we try to come up with ideas and thoughts that as to the reasons why, and I think they're closely aligned with what Tom has found. That many of the things that happen throughout the year are accidents that, as Tom suggested, that as with all accidents, it's a chain, and the chain most of the time starts on the ground.
It does. Now let me ask you, I know that we're short on time, and I understand that you're competing today, so we want to get you out to the field.
Right.
But I know that this Soaring Safety Foundation sponsors quite a few programs. Would you briefly outline some of those programs, and is there a website that our viewers and those that are listening can go to? Can you speak to that just briefly before we have to sign off?
Sure. Yeah, the Soaring Safety Foundation, probably the easiest way to get there is from the SSA.org site.
Okay.
So if you go to SSA.org, there's a button there to click on for Soaring Safety Foundation, okay. And it outlines the many programs that we just talked about, the flight instructor refresher courses, the safety seminars that we host and can come to your site and help you host, the soaring site surveys that we also do. And then monthly we have and I've written many of those articles in Soaring magazine. We have a soaring safety column that is in the Soaring magazine every month. So those are the primary outreach programs that we have.
Well, that's fabulous. And I understand that today you are going to be flying a Duo Discus, which is a two-place sailplane. And I must ask, obviously, who is your better half that's going to be flying with you?
Well, my better half is my ground crew. She's been a very willing participant as crew for many years. But today I'm going to be flying with one of our other club members. It's actually a club glider, club sailplane, and so one of our other club members is down from Illinois, and be participating, and then later in the week I've got a different club member that's going to be with me and participating. So.
Fabulous. Well, Captain Ron, I want to say thank you to you. Thank you so much for joining us and for taking the time to talk with us. This was Captain Ron Ridenour here speaking to us about the Soaring Safety Foundation. We would ask that you would go to the SSA.org. Please click on that button for the Soaring Safety Foundation. You will see all of the subtitles from the instruction, as you mentioned, and all the programs that they sponsor. Please come join us today. We've got a beautiful day. I think it's a beautiful day for gliding.
Yeah, I think it should be, hopefully.
And soaring, which is fabulous. We look forward to seeing you here, broadcasting live from the Seminole Lake Glider Port. I'm Lori Bradner with the Florida Aviation Network.